So hello there everyone, and welcome back to another video of F1 2018 career mode. Today, well, we were going to be doing the Singapore Grand Prix for episode 13, but as well, we're here on lap 5. We're on the ultra softs, and the tyres aren't that going off, but for us it's the canvas temperature. It's just in the 105s, which means the tyres are just they're overheated basically as Magnussen tries to go down the inside wheel, close the door. Magnussen, clearly everybody else seems to be managing this tyre situation just fine. It seems to be me, but if this continues then we'll have to potentially lower down the difficulty of tyre management, which I want to do, because fuel is already the easiest as Magnussen's going to go past us here with DRS. Can we go back down the inside? We look, but it's no cigar, and Magnussen takes the position. We're going to try and take that back, but that's not going to really happen, to be honest, because Magnussen's tyres have not got a canvas temperature of 105 degrees Celsius. So yes, everybody's literally lining up a move for me, and really it's just not fun. I mean, if we move to lap 7 now, I think somebody's come in the pits and come out behind us, but we're just going to get swabbled up here by Perez and Grosjean there. But these Ultrasoft tyres are just absolutely useless. It's like they're just overheating. So potentially we need to come in at the end of the lap, but that will drop us all the way to the back of the field, which is not really what we want to go, because we're in points playing position at the moment. But ideally, but if of course somebody comes in, but just look at this, so lap 9, 29%, their tyres are bastard about. Front is 108 degrees. That is horrific. 108 degrees. All the others are fine, it's just that left front by the looks of it. Although it will ideally want them in the 90s like the rears. The front left isn't doing that well either. So I gave up onto lap 10 and kept deciding to switch up a bit, go on to set of soft tyres and see if these set of soft tyres, okay, it may be that the ultra softs aren't doing so well, so let's go and put on the set of soft tyres, and hopefully these soft tyres will be improved and they'll give us, well, now I won't wear as quickly as the ultras, and we will be quite happy to carry on. I've got 20 laps, which is actually reasonable on a set of soft tyres, you'd think. But you see here 89% is fine. But on lap 14, well, they're back up in the 100, around the 105 mark again. Not as bad as it was in the first stint, 108, but they're still around there, that point. And it seems that no matter what tyre I put on, it's like after 3 laps they just fall off the cliff. I don't know why they are doing that, whether it's a glitch or something like that around Singapore, whether it's just something that I'm doing driving, because I'm not driving any differently. It's just that they are in the hundreds, which is not where you want the tyre temperatures to be. You want them to be in the 90s really. And it's just not giving me any grip. It's giving me less grip, and they're wearing a lot faster than they would do normally. And I'm thinking now about the engine parts, that we've got left. Because of course we've still got Japan, Russia, Japan, and then USA, Mexico, Brazil and Abu Dhabi after that. So I decided to call it a day, not bother with this dreadful race. It's going to be retirement again. So that is, I think that's the first time ever in one of my career modes that I've ever retired twice in a season. So that is a record even for me off screen and on screen. I don't think I've ever had retired twice in a season. Of course, Britain being the other retirement, but
Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings.
really. But in terms of the standings, we remain in P8 behind Max Verstappen. Nico Hülkenberg is ahead of Verstappen, of course, because Verstappen has had such poor season. He's only finished P8 with his teammate up in P4, but Hülkenberg did finish.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Tell us what happened.
The tyres blew up.
That crash looked pretty serious. Can you walk me through what happened?
It wasn't a crash, I retired.
Do you think that you learned a lot from your rivalry?
No. He's just another he's just another AI. What collisions? I don't remember any collisions. I mean,
Appreciate your time.
Oh, Anon! On the right there in that clip. Go back if you want to. But I just saw, how can I be interviewed when myself is up there? I've seen that a few times now, where I'm there as well. I'm like in two parts. Anyway, moving to the actual race of today's episode is Russia. Russia is a track that I did well on F1 2014 and have never done well since. Yes, this around the 2014 was the Winter Olympics. Goodness grief, that's almost 5 years ago next February. So how time flies since they're having the Winter Olympics there. But yes, Russia is a track that was very boring. It's very boring in real life. Hasn't really provided any real drama since 2015. Since I think it was a little bit of a good race in 2015. Other than that, all the other races have been mediocre, and it's probably one of the fans' favourite. If they'd have to get rid of a track, Russia would be the one, because the circuit is just that boring. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton is on pole position for the Russian Grand Prix, with Max Verstappen alongside. Bottas and Raikkonen all finish second row, with Vettel and Perez on row 3. Ricciardo and ourselves down in P9, Leclerc doing well in P11, both head of both passes as well, and the Renault of Hülkenberg. Down at the bottom, it's the two Williams and two Toro Rossos. I mean, those two have been doing so badly this entire season.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
So, let's have a look at today's race strategy, and because, a bit of rain for the end, but it's going to be a one-stop nevertheless, because we never know what that rain could be. It could be so weak, that rain, that we could not ever change to intermediates, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll start on the Hypersoft, moves to the Ultra Softs. That's bog standard one-stop race. We're in the top 10 site, so it gets us off the line. And we're going to have to close her in. Banging wheels with the Leclerc. We're going into turn 2. We get warning for a collision with our teammate. We're going to go down the inside, dive bomb now, down, up into it. That's a very nice dive bomb now. We take Sergio Perez. There's the battling, and did Leclerc lose his wing? I don't know if he did lose something in his wing. We need to finish ahead of him, otherwise we're losing our rivalry. But we do slit it in front of Perez and Vettel. Vettel, of course, will have to let past due to our Ferrari contract. We want that Ferrari dry for season 2. That's what they promised us. Because of course Raikkonen, they think Raikkonen is getting a bit old now, so anyway, we're going to let Vettel's going to get Rastas anyway. We're going to lift off, let Vettel, go up ahead and move up into P and move down to P6. But one person we're not going to let pass, Daniel Ricciardo, he is behind us. Not really sure what happened to him. He's going to keep on trying. This is for Verstappen. He is looking at Perez, Vettel. Vettel and him having Vettel overtook him on previous DRS straight, but those two are going hammer and tongue. You see Vettel's now back in front as we move to lap 5. We're now caught up to Vettel. Vettel is going very slowly. Not sure if he's got a wet setup on. Trying to gamble with it at the end, but anyway. We do get past Max Verstappen, which is crucial to our race. We don't want Verstappen holding us up, especially down the straights. He can now play with his teammate Ricciardo, see if Ricciardo can get past. And we may have to... We will have clearance, of course, to re-overtake Sebastian Vettel. this is always the Germans' tactics. I think Ferrari are playing the wet strategy with Vettel. We're going to overtake him. We got clearly better on our dry setup, which got us up to P9 yesterday in qualifying. So we'll try and drag Vettel along with us, but unfortunately it doesn't really work. Moving to lap 10, Ricciardo is now ahead of both Vettel and his teammates. We're coming into the pits at the end of lap 10 as well, and we are going to make our, well, what would be our one and only stop in a normal race, but this will be our one, probably, possibly two stops, depending on if the rain comes. That is an opportunity. We're going to fall outside the top 10. There's a 2.2 second stop, not bad. We're going to stay ahead of Ricciardo as in with us.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
And there's Verstappen coming out as well. Verstappen comes out back ahead of his teammate. We are going to retain in front of Verstappen.
Caution, caution.
So that is very nice good for us, but means the thing. And up ahead, Gasly's gone into the back of Grosjean, and Grosjean is going slow because he's got a puncture. Grosjean. Oh dear. Well, punchers are defined this year. I'm sure Grosjean was going to do very well. We're going longer than that set of ultra softs, sorry, hyper softs tyres, but now of course it's not gone well for him, and he's got punctured, and that will be his race over now. He needs a safety car and then some to be able to get back in any chance to score some points this afternoon. But anyway, moving to lap 15, obviously a lot of cars have now come back into the pits.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
That's a very late call from Jeff there.
Understood, copy
Oh
that.
my goodness grief. Almost missed the pit exit there. Verstappen goes through, Ricciardo is in with us, and the reason why is the rain has come. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen or not, but it is raining. And it is time to switch on to a set of intermediates. Leclerc is in as well. You're going to have to wait. But we will be the lead car on intermediates. Now, to be fair to Verstappen, it's not that bad at the moment. But it is starting to rain, and surely anybody who pits stays out for after us. There's the magic word to switch on to intermediates, DRS disabled. And we're going to come out into P5. And this is Lance Stroll. Now, you may be wondering, is that a little bit too much spray for this type of weather? And you're right, it is a little bit too much spray, because he's got an engine failure. Stroll is unfortunately out the race, although he wasn't really close to getting any points. He's the only man without.
We're expecting the rain to get worse within the next few minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
So yes, Stroll has scored no points, and he's not going to score again, unfortunately. So yes, now remember I mentioned earlier, Vettel of course is behind Ricciardo now. This might be time to come back with his wet setup. But you may notice on the screen there, it's got the yellow warning light, fuel warning lights come on, despite the fact it got positive fuel. Again, another glitch to add to the collection that we've experienced this year on F1 2018. It goes off now on lap 20, and Bottas is now ahead of us. He came in again for another set of intermediates, which promotes to Raikkonen up to P2. Hamilton will go on to win this race by a couple of light years, and Vettel is going to overtake us. We are approaching Grosjean, who had that puncher earlier, but we're going to let Vettel through. Clearly he's got the better strategy here. He goes on to through, and that is all I have, unfortunately. I seem to be missing the last 5 races, so
Try to keep focus.
last 5 laps of the race, so apologies for that, but we do finish in P5. So that is going to be it for today's F1 2018 career mode video around Russia and Singapore, episode 13. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see more F1 2018 career mode videos as and when they come out. Apologies for the delay in the upload. I've been working hard on Final Fantasy F1, which is almost complete. I've just got the localization and of course some testing to do, which I need to get testing right to where I want it to be with all the performance mods that I'm putting on it. But yes, it's sorry about the delay there, but hopefully now that's almost done, then we can get a few more career mode videos out. But that is it. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you thought in the comments about if you've experienced the Tyre Wear being that bad in Singapore, and if you've also had the fuel light come on as well when you've got positive fuel as well, or any other glitches. Let me know in the comments below and I shall share my thoughts. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.